Hello! Welcome back to the Tutored Eye. Uh, this is episode 2 of this wonderful channel. I know y'all can't see me. I'm right here. Hello! Um, but today, if you guys are following my Twitter, you know what we're doing. I am gonna show you what I mentioned about on Twitter, but I thought I'd go ahead and make this into a full-length video and do that sketchbook tour that I mentioned last video. So, I have two major sketchbooks. This one's my hardback, this one's my softback. I have both kinds just because I got them like a year apart. Yes, I got a bunch of Danganronpa stickers on the front of this one. And yeah, there's my Angelos mousepad, yeah. So you can tell I'm a little bit of a nerd. Just a little bit. But we're not doing the desktop today. We're looking at my traditional stuff from each of these. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off, this one actually has more in it than this one. I'm going to wait till like the end of the video to show you guys the stuff from my dream because it's honestly, I put it together really fast and I kind of want to show you guys the cooler stuff that's in my sketchbooks. Also, fair warning for this video, I'm going to make a lot of cuts just because I tend to stutter a lot. I also do lots of long pauses and uhs you've probably heard in my first video, which was largely uncut for the most part. Yeah, just to make things run smoother, I'm gonna cut this video in certain places. And I'm also gonna be flipping through these pretty fast. So if you want to take a closer look at anything that's like in this video, feel free to pause, zoom in, do what you gotta do, and enjoy what you see. Hopefully you guys find this entertaining. So I'm actually gonna turn that around. And some of these pages I'm going to skip just because they're like personal jargon that I wrote in there on a whim that it's just personal. You know how artists are with sketchbooks and things like that. They put whatever they want in there. They put their whole fucking heart and soul in there. So let's just get it started with the paperback because there's more content in this one. I'm just going to push that one to the side. Sorry. It's my water bottle. But let's see. So I was a very big Danganronpa fan, used to draw a lot of AUs, so that was one of them. Got Chiaki there, some notes for a class project, and another Hajime, and another OC. Let's see. And this was supposed to be a duality piece, kind of like illustrating light and darkness, good and evil, that kind of stuff. Next one, some unfinished sketches, not really that interesting. A self-portrait and some old friends from back in the day, yeah. Let's see. And then I've got another couple other few sketches, another pixie drawing. Susie from Delta Rick, which is great. Not sure what this was. I think it was just like a sketch. This is the mushroom forest I was working on, and yeah, so I never really finished it. I guess I kind of moved on to bigger and better things, but you know what? It's there. And there's the cat character that I drew a while back. She was kind of supposed to be a fox at first, but then I guess she kind of resembles more of a cat, so that's why I call her the cat. But then I've got a couple other OCs that I made. Z, Devil, Diana. Never really did much with them, unfortunately, but they are very cute. Eris Everbloom was one of my first D&D characters that I did for a one-shot a couple years ago. Yeah, I like her still. I think she's got a very cute design. So, I've got Sasha over here. She was from my Weirdcore AU. I drew a lot of OCs because I still am, but I was really into Weirdcore, liminal spaces, backrooms, things like that. And let's see. This is one of my friend's OCs, actually, that he is doing for his game. This is a preliminary sketch for class. I was supposed to do an animal or a living thing turning into a non-living thing. So, technically, this is cheating because mushrooms are living things. Uh, but I still liked and enjoyed doing it, so it was very, very fun. More characters from the Weird Core AU. I love doing that kind of like weird, random characteristic type stuff. Like Clyde is just straight up a TV head. But yeah, we got Nomi, Dale, Zoe, yeah, all good stuff. Another comic book strip that I did, unfinished. Some thumbnails that I did for a class project, and I also drew Seraphim down here. I never really finished her though. Another sketch, more sketches. This is my current D&D character. Her name is Kina, and I am a druid in game, a druid half elf. So yeah, that's cool. Unfinished sketch again. More unfinished, more unfinished. This is supposed to be like muscle practice, but it didn't really turn out that well. It looks more like a twink torso. More sketches. This is also one of my OCs that I did. Her name is Melody. Actually, I was gonna say I don't think I named her, but I did name her. Her name is Melody. This is one of my friend's OCs. This is his VTuber persona. So that's cool. And I did that for him. He really liked it. I'm glad. I like when my friends like my stuff. This is a commission that I also did for one of my friends. His name's Navi. He requested that I do like a little woodland elf guy. So I did the best that I could. And you know what? He loved it and I appreciated that. So Annie, I was practicing like kind of anthropomorphic characters. Also more practice. This was supposed to be more, this is post practice. This is like hair practice, I guess. I really loved, also side profile practice. I love doing side profiles and I can't always get them right, so I like practicing. This is another character I drew. I love trying like kind of animal themed outfits, things like that. So yeah, drew her. This is like a full body of her was supposed to be. Fade from Valorant. Very, very classic, very classic. Then I've got a cat witch that I drew for Halloween a couple years ago. More expressions practice. So that's basically what that is. I did an entire inked page of Z. And yeah, I still really like this page. It actually came out really well. Very cute. This is eyes practice and also expressions, or it was mostly eyes, mouths, features of the face. And then I got Lucy from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, who really loved when I did that one. I tried to draw Kiriko from Overwatch, but I never really got around to finishing it. More unfinished. She was really cute. She was fun to draw. Mostly anatomy practice. More anatomy practice. More anatomy practice. A lot of anatomy practice in this book. Another post practice that I scrapped. More post practice. More. Yeah. A lot of these are busts because I kind of like, I started out drawing a lot of faces, and then I kind of worked my way down as I learned. This spread is my favorite spread in this book. I have Moth, who is one of my OCs, and then I have Luna, who went through many different iterations, but her base design always kind of remained the same. But yeah, very, very cool stuff. This is another character that my one of my friends commissioned me for a D&D campaign. So this is her current character in our D&D campaign at the moment. This is another one of my OCs, very prized OC. Her name is Scout, and this was just colored pencil practice. Unfinished, more post practice that I kind of did like with a futuristic looking fox in a jumpsuit type thing. Jex, I love her proportions still. She's actually one of my favorite character designs that I've done. And I'm also kind of a sucker for putting wings on shoes. So, yeah, I thought she was really cute. This is kind of like preparation for an animation that I was doing. More thumbnails, more animation prep. This was unfinished. This was a character for the character design that you guys saw in the last video for Octo and Lula. Other than that, this is unfinished. It was supposed to be Kafka from Honkai Star Rail, and this was Stell from Honkai Star Rail. And another unfinished. More unfinished. Yeah, a lot of stuff unfinished here. This was a project that I did. I ended up taking these. Apologies for the noise. Some people can be so inconsiderate, especially when it's rush hour. But these, I did an animation of the story The Fox and the Stork by Aesop. Or have you heard Aesop's Fables? That's where the story originated. And then I took them in and I illustrated the entire story and put some animated pieces along with it. So that was cool. This was another, I was planning for a project. Hands practice! I have an entire hands page inside this book, and I love drawing hands so much, and I think that I get better and better at them every day. So, practice your hand drawings! Moondrop from FNAF. Doesn't need much more explanation. This was another OC that I did. And then I think last but not least, oh, yep, and then the rest are empty pages. So I still gotta fill this up, but I drew Freerin and Fern from Freerin. And now you've seen the paperback. So we're gonna move into the hardback. And this is where I actually drew what I saw in my dream. So actually, I'll just show you guys like the cool stuff first, and then we'll slowly get over to what I saw. This was like typeface practice. I just went in with a ruler and kind of gave myself some parameters and just kind of went crazy with the design. So I really like how that turned out. This was more like thumbnail concept stuff. This is one of my characters that this is actually Jex. But I kind of refined her design a little bit after I did her character sheet. So I just kind of wanted to go in with some colored pencil and practice drawing her with the new set of colored pencils that I got from I think Christmas? Yeah, Christmas. And then I have a couple thumbnails here. These were for a project that I recently did. I think I showed you guys the jungle scene that I did. I pulled it up last video, and this is the preliminary sketch for it. Oh my lord. Anyways, we also have the house that I drew that you saw in the last video. And then I have, you can tell I'm a creepypasta fan. But this is essentially what I saw in the dream. So I woke up in, I want to say a clearing, but it was like right next to a road. And the road went across a bridge over to the top of this river. And I walked into the forest on my right side, off of the road into the forest. And I came down this hill where the water is. And there's a place I couldn't for the life of me draw it in the amount of time that it took to, like, you know, get up and be ready for work. So I unfortunately will have to go back and like try to remember what it looked like for you guys, but essentially it was like a ruined area that it was a structure. It was very large. It looks like it could have been like maybe a school or maybe a church, something like that. But very dilapidated. It was kind of really just, old, eroded, things like that. But I mean, the Slender Man was there. I didn't really, I don't know. Whenever I have dreams like that, I hardly really react. But essentially what happened is I could feel like deep in my throat where it felt like something was crawling up my throat. And the second that I try to cough or try to get anything like out, because I know it's stuck in there and I'm struggling to breathe, then I feel it crawling up my throat, and it breaks out, and like all of these legs just pour out of my mouth, and my jaw is almost breaking. It's open so wide, and I I don't know how to explain the sensation because it just felt so unnatural. Um, but alongside that, I know, I assume it was a spider. That's why I drew it as such, but I could only see its legs. So I know that it was probably the size of like my whole dorm room or something like that. It was very probably the size of a car. Um, but all I could see was its legs, and it would crawl forward at me and pierce these legs into the ground and make this high pitched screeching noise that was so like ear splitting. And I know that had I like I was kind of like I was a little bit lucid, I guess, which is why I didn't react. There's something I forgot to mention uh concerning the uh, concerning the dream. Uh Basically just the entire time that I was suffering, I guess is the only word I can use. Um, the entire time I was just going through that grotesque, like, whatever it was. Um, all he did was watch. I say watch, watch. Haha, he has no face. Huh? Uh, uh, he just stood there. He just observed.